Welcome to Redacted Media. We're going to be doing a review of Wandavision on Disney Plus. This is our first time reviewing Wandavision. We're doing episodes 1 and 2. I am one of the hosts, Larmer, and I have my co-host here, Jordan.
What up, everybody? What up, everybody?
There you go. So, Jordan is on here. He's not on Redacted Media all the time, but he's here for this show. And keep it quick, he probably knows more about Marvel than I do. So we're going to ask him about a lot of things, and I think he's going to have some good opinions.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. This is the first MCU canon TV series, so
Yeah.
they're trying. They're shooting for the moon here. Into what actually was in the episode, I think there might be something more to do with the 23rd, with the heart. You see what month it was? I never actually went back and saw that.
No, I didn't get a chance to look at it either.
I don't know. There's something there. That's going to be something bigger than what that just one episode was about with meeting his boss. I like that the characters don't seem to know what's going on, especially in episode 1. That seemed to be what they were going for. The characters are playing the audience.
With the powers, or
no, why they're there. How long have they known each other? When did they meet? All those questions that were asked.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I think they're setting a pretty good base, but I think that's also kind of why they released both these episodes back to back. If this was just a 1-week opening and they just gave us episode 1, the reviews would be terrible.
They would have lost a lot of viewers.
So mad.
Yeah, they would have lost a lot of viewers.
And that, I don't know, the weird little sinister hints they had in episode 1. There's something going on here. I like that the characters seem to have a connection with Wanda where they're actually talking to her, but it's they're saying what's in their script. Like the girl that played Kitty in that 70s show, Deborah Jo, I think is her name, right?
Yep.
And she's like, stop it. And she's they do this fun thing with this show where they don't zoom, do an actual film zoom, unless it's something totally strange going on. Everything else is the typical sitcom camera style, and it's pretty cool to pay attention to.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at that also, and it kind of, my thoughts on it, so it kind of plays into the second part in the second episode, which goes with my whole theory. But also, I found it really odd that Wanda didn't have the red little hint whenever she was using her powers.
Yeah.
Even though it was in black and white, they should have been because in Age of Ultron, when she was doing messing with everybody's minds, she still had the little red hint, and then you could see it go into their bodies. So when she was around cooking the meal and everything, you didn't see any of that. Which I found really odd.
That might have been a little taken away from it's supposed to be like a TV show to have that in there. I don't know. I think Wanda's controlling most of this.
Normally in Bewitched and stuff, they still have, a little bit of smoke.
Yeah.
She wiggles her nose and all that kind of stuff, and then you see a little puff of smoke or, something there. But I just didn't see any of that. That's why I thought it was kind of odd.
Yeah. But other than that, episode 1, it was fun. I'm happy they released 2 episodes. I enjoyed the episode, but I think it didn't really give us anything. Maybe it's just because we're starved for MCU content. Probably why you're here on this YouTube channel. But did you see the logo on the piece of paper of the lady that was taking notes at the end?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so that was the logo for Sword.
Hey, okay, Sword. Okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
So, and go ahead and explain to our viewers, because you probably know more than I do, about what Sword is versus S.H.I.E.L.D. The same concept there, but I'll let him take it over.
Yeah. So Sword is Sentient World Response Department. Sentient World Organization Response Department. What they do is they deal with a lot of extraterrestrials outside. S.H.I.E.L.D. protects Earth. Sword goes out and finds them. Goes out and does research and scans them, and tries to collect as much DNA samples, stuff like that, to understand every single alien planet and alien gene, I guess you would call it, or race.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the MCU might be differing from that in that S.H.I.E.L.D. is now kind of out. I don't think S.H.I.E.L.D. really exists anymore in the MCU, so Sword might just be the next step in S.H.I.E.L.D. We just saw Nick Fury on a spaceship, right? And the last time we saw him in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Go.
Right?
All right, so a couple of things. Let me just get into it. Okay. Episode 2. When when Wanda finds the red helicopter.
Yeah. Strange.
Also has sword on it.
Oh, did it have sword on it? I didn't even see it. I saw it was red and yellow. So.
Yep, it was red and yellow, but it also had the sword emblem on it. Okay. So we'll go with that. And then as the story progresses, they're getting ready for their magic stuff and everything. She goes and talks and gathers with the girls at their annual meeting or their meeting every year for the magic show. The radio calls for Wanda.
Yep.
Right. They're saying, Wanda, why are you doing this to who's doing this to you? Blah 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 blah. Which causes the lady to break the glass and cut her hand. Right.
Yeah.
For me, this is the first time, this is actually showing off Wanda's powers. So anytime something goes wrong, it's red. Wanda's powers.
Okay. I can see that.
Right. You with me?
Okay.
Also, when they're doing the watch commercial.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
It's Hydra.
Okay. It's also Strucker. Strucker is the person that made Age of Ultron.
Oh, okay.
You remember in what was it, Civil War? Yes, Civil War when Black Widow and Captain America broke into the old Hydra place and he was on the radios or he was on the TVs.
Okay,
he made his brain. He was the doctor and then made his brain into the web or to the internet. Uploaded his brain to the internet.
Yeah.
That helped Hydra take over Shield. Yeah, that's him.
Ah, okay.
Okay. And so then that happens. Strucker, you see the Hydra logo. And then at the end, the Beekeeper shows up.
Yeah, what was that about? I don't know what the hell the Beekeeper was about.
So there's two different things. It had a different logo on it. Logo on his back. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I didn't know what the logo was. I couldn't pick it out in the short time that we saw it.
It's AIM.
It's AIM, okay.
AIM. So Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
What's his name? Killigan. He's part of AIM.
Okay.
Which is Advanced Idea Mechanisms.
Yeah.
So you have Hydra. So you have Hydra playing, you have AIM, and then you have this new place called Sword, right?
Yep.
Which is, an upgrade from Shield, as if you want to look at it that way. They work in tandem, but since Nick Fury left Earth, he's found his sword.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's out the way they're rolling.
So stay with me. Okay, at the end, right before that, she gets pregnant. You see, she starts having a baby, and the first time they see it, they're having their little moment, and then they realize something's wrong, so they go outside. There's a sewer. The sewer pops up. The beehive person comes in. She says no. Everything rewinds back. Now she's pregnant, and then it turns into color, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, let me just say as a little side note, AIM's henchmen are beekeepers. They wear the like hazmat suits, but they look like beekeepers in the comics.
Yeah.
They are in the comics. They look like beekeepers. Huh. So my theory, right? And I'm gonna back this up with a couple of things. It's all in her mind. She after Vision died, she is so sad and so depressed that she makes this all in her mind. That's why it's called Wandavision. It's a double entendre.
Yeah.
Double entendre. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that? You got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Play on words for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Also, the reason how she's able to do this is because she's in touch with the Mind Stone.
Yeah,
the Mind Stone's
that's her. That's how she got her powers in MCU, right?
Exactly.
She's not technically a mutant.
Exactly.
She was affected by the Mind Stone.
Right. So what I think is going on is Sword is trying to reach her through the radio, the red helicopter, stuff like that, sending in little things to let her know that, if we're trying to reach you, wake up.
Yeah.
Whereas AIM is trying to infiltrate her dream or her reality, and she's trying to not let them.
Okay. There's two parties at play here trying to get to Wanda.
Yes,
at least AIM and Sword.
Yes.
Okay.
I think because she dealt with Hydra so much, she can't avoid that in her memories, like in her dreams.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think AIM knows that because, Hydra was the people that got Wanda her powers. Her and her brother.
Yeah.
So I think AIM knows that, and they're trying to get in there so they can talk with Strucker, maybe.
Okay.
and also figure out how to manipulate her powers to work against her, trap her in there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, because I mean, Wanda's one of those people that's like one of the strongest characters because she has part of the Infinity Stones, but she's not really linked to it, so she has no weakness per se.
Yeah. Cue the clip of her almost beating the shit out of Thanos. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah, a lot to do with the end of that second episode. I don't know exactly where they're going with it. Where do you think this sets in the MCU timeline? Is this after Endgame?
Has to be.
You think so?
Vision's dead, so it has to
I'm
be.
thinking this might be. I just had this thought while we were sitting here talking. What if this is in between Infinity War and Endgame, while everybody's snapped? Because Wanda makes it. She doesn't get snapped, right?
Right.
Or does she get snapped? I think she does get snapped. So could this be like a purgatory type?
No. Wanda doesn't get snapped because if you remember, they come back in the second one.
I think she does get snapped, bro. Because she doesn't go there to fight Thanos. She comes with T'Challa and all them in the Doctor Strange portals during Endgame. I think she gets snapped.
Ooh, okay, I can see your point where this would be what she's doing during her snap.
Maybe, but that wouldn't explain the other world trying to talk to her at the same time.
Right. I get
that's
that.
that's the weak point. It's a big one, but it's an interesting thing because we don't know what's going on. How the fuck is Vision alive? You know, he's dead.
That's the thing. I think Vision's dead, and she is so distraught that she wants to build this future with him in her mind. So she's gonna go through all of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. So during this TV series, I think you're gonna see them go 50s, 60s, 70s.
Oh yeah, that's already been shown in the trailer. Like they have like the Roseanne one coming up, and I can't wait.
So they're gonna go through all the different TV sitcoms, and I think eventually it's gonna get back to the 2000s, 2010s.
I can see that.
And then she's gonna snap out of it in a way.
Okay, kind of like a ticking clock of the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So like I think also something that stuck out to me, right? You remember in Spider-Man: Far From Home?
All right.
The second
I
one?
remember it. Yeah.
At the end credits, Nick Fury
is
and
a Skrull.
the girl. No. Nick.
Yeah, they're Skrulls.
Yeah. They're part of Shield too.
Yeah.
Or Sword.
Yeah.
So that's also why Nick Fury trusted Mysterion, because that was my biggest thing on that. He never trusts anybody. He always has contingency plans.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Nick Fury was ever in Far From Home. I don't think that was. I think that was the Skrull version of him.
That blew my mind. Now that it put it all together, because I didn't think about Sword until right now. So then that put it in perspective for me. So I had a really like big ass revelation.
Cool.
My fucking brain.
Happy for you.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, I think that wraps up pretty much my whole thing. But yeah, anything that's an outside world to her, within the 50s, when she was first in the 50s, before she changed the whole
the color, right?
The whole to color, yeah. Anything that was an outside entity, or that did not coincide with her vision, for her and Vision, changed colors, was red.
Yeah, what's that Pleasant View with Tobey Maguire?
Yep.
Yep. The show that kind of did that in the past. And
yep.
I think that's what the purpose of the black and white is that she's all the way in. She's fooled by her own illusion. And whenever she said no to the beekeeper, leads me to think that, like, I don't know if anyone's doing this to Wanda, more that she's doing it to herself. Because if she can rewind time, like a dang TV, I mean a literal television, it rewinds and gives you the little fuzzies and everything. Like, I don't know. This is interesting what they're doing with Wanda, because it seems like she might not be. If she's this unhinged, she's not an Avenger anymore. She's a threat.
Yeah, she
might be the bad guy coming up.
Yeah, like I feel like she's so distraught because of Vision. That's her only. After her brother died, Vision. After her brother died, Vision came, and during that same time, but Vision came along and like truly loved her. Plus, you gotta remember, during Infinity Wars, they ran off together and they stayed in like Germany or somewhere like that before Captain America and everybody came and found them. So they were already building a life together.
Yeah, they were, huh?
Yep.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot left to be answered, but I think that the second episode really pulled it together, and I'm ready for next week.
Oh,
I'm
most
happy
definitely.
with what they're doing so far.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see how. I'm hoping that I'm right on some of this stuff. That they come through, and it's a race to get to Wanda. So either Sword gets to her first, and it helps her, or AIM and Hydra get to her first, and it corrupts her. Because
Okay.
honestly, if AIM gets to her first, it might trap her in her own mind.
Yeah, or set her on a path of her being stuck in her own mind, but like destroying the world to where our next big blockbuster outside of Black Widow is gonna be the Avengers trying to stop Wanda. Like I can see Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. They're obviously in a multiverse right now. They're in a pocket universe, however you want to call it.
Right.
Whatever's affected or inside. I think these are real people with her that are trapped in this town with her. I don't think these are all figments of her imagination. I believe Vision is a figment of her imagination.
Right.
But might be like kind of his soul since he's the Mind Stone. That's what created her.
Right. I can see that.
Kind of. Isn't that kind of incest too? I mean, we don't get technical, but whatever.
I mean, technically she came first, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she does. But yeah, man, I'm ready to see what Angus's character is. I think that's going to be a big part. I think that she is on a side, whether it be Sword or AIM.
Right.
I think she's a mole in there. She keeps on talking about her husband, and we haven't seen him yet.
Right.
So Ralph is what she said his name was.
Right.
And I don't know anybody in Marvel canon Ralph off the top of my head. So
See, I can see what you're saying. Where she snuck in, she was able to sneak into Wanda's dream undetected. I can see that where she's monitoring Wanda, from the outside.
yeah, I do think that she has some kind of inside gig because she's way too prominent, and she's there, and she's
forcing herself
talking
on them.
about in devil stuff. So like she's got something going on.
Okay, I can see
I don't
that
know what
where
it
AIM
is.
and them are trying to infiltrate her dream and monitor that. And
Yeah.
then the Sword is watching WandaVision from the outside.
Yeah.
'Cause that's crazy. Because I mean, like I said, you're gonna have to sit there and try to, with the radio, they're trying to communicate to her just to wake her up. And then stuff.
I'm hoping
she causes
that-
herself to panic and pushes them away.
Yeah. I'm hoping that as they get further into the future, that the more electronics that she's around helps them communicate better. It's like how often are you going to find a radio in the 60s?
That's true.
And then we got phones in our pockets now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm here for it. I'm ready for this to keep going. You got anything else you want to dive into?
Not really. I just want to say Wanda is fucking gorgeous in that one piece. Straight up dime piece. It was wild. I was the fishnet, all of it. I was just waiting for some bunny ears. I don't know. Got me going. It was
All right,
it was great.
We're gonna have to relax here.
Nah, bro. Nah, just let it happen.
But yeah, man. If y'all enjoyed this episode, go ahead and click subscribe. And if you want to be entered into our next giveaway, we've done one at 50 subscribers and 100 subscribers. Our next one is at 200. To be entered into it, you need to subscribe and then follow us on Instagram at Redacted Media YT. And we'll let you know whenever we get there. I'm hoping this video does well. If you guys want to see more of it, maybe another idea for a different show, or want us to do the Loki series, whatever it may be, leave it down in the comments, man. I respond to every one of them.
Or if you just want to see more speed bump, feel free to comment down below. Because I got a lot of shit talking to talk about. Let's just be real.
Yeah, if you subscribe on Redacted Media, we have a couple of shows that you can look into. We have a review of The Stand, based on the novel The Stand by Stephen King. That's my roommate and I, Joe. Speaking of Joe and I, we have a podcast that we do. It's called the Joecat and Larmdog Podcast. And then we also have our last show is called Drop Balls Podcast by my guy Chris. It's a sports podcast, and like I say on every time, he's probably our best podcast. He just doesn't pull the numbers, so go watch him. And if you like what he does, you like what we do, go to blackelephant.com. BLACC Elephant, and it's our merch site. And buy something. They're awesome, good shirts. I'm not wearing one right now, but they look good. And that's Chris's company. He owns all of it, so all the proceeds go to him. And whenever you buy something, he ends up donating some money to elephants that are having struggles out in Africa because we need to protect them. No doubt, man. Thanks for stopping by, Jordan. Hopefully you can come by next week, get episode 3 recapped, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
see how this video does, man.
Yeah, just let me know. I'm down for whatever.
For sure. All right, you gotta tell the people what they want. What do you want to do? How you gonna sign off?
This has been Speed Bumps. Going over high speed on Wandavision. We out.
All right, we're not doing that.
Damn
Catch y'all next week. See ya.